All Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the one-third of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, and this will be titled All Aboard. Hey, we almost out of here, okay? Proof that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not a man that he can lie. All his prophecies are coming spot dead to life right in front of your face. It's playing out, okay? You can buy into all these false prophets and teachers telling you that this is that way and that's this way because they're only feeding their own belly and they're either bugged out through demons or looking for a personal gain. But hey, the truth is the truth, and you can't deny it, okay? So here we go. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, starting at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first? What's the end of the first? Of this current rulership that we're in, just known as the eon. You call it world, but world has different meanings, okay? This world is just a government, a body of time that you lived in, like the back in the day, you had your, what they call that, your industrial age, and then now you had that this digital time that we're in. And I don't like to use the word, but the dark ages, okay? When we ruled and they consider that the dark ages, that was a different rulership. It was a different time, okay? All right. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so Esdras is telling you right here that this time will pass away, but the world won't, and it's going to be a new age. Okay, and he said unto me, who said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So these infants were World War III in the belly, in Rebecca's belly. They started off with the final showdown, okay? Whooping each other, beating the crap out of each other inside their mom's womb. Okay. She said, if this be a blessing, why am I thus? Why am I in thus pain? Okay. She inquired. All right. For Esau is the end of the world as you know it. This current time, this current BS disaster of a shit show that he's caused, it's the end, okay? And Jacob, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, is the beginning of it that followeth. How is that? Because it's a promise from Yahweh Bashim Abishai. You may not see the government body, you may not see the power that you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics hold, because we're at the bottom. We've been downtrodden, but it's not the will of Yahweh Bashim Abishai for this to continue. Remember, he said the enemy will pay double the cup for what they've done to us. And it's, once again, it's a promise. So yeah, we don't have we don't have those chariots and those horses, meaning the might and power that you think that Esau has, okay? Because he's been given the sword. We have the power. We have Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, okay? All right. So once again, Esau is the end of the world, this current time. Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. Now let's run this down real quickly, how it's gonna go down, okay? All right. This is Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity, okay? Who's led into captivity? I've heard, well, everybody has slaves. Okay, well, everybody gonna pay. Okay, but currently, who led you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics into the worst conditions of slavery ever known to man? Okay, all right. The so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man that we've known, to come to find out that he's actually red. Edom, okay? And his companions. That's why you got to read Psalms 83. And don't take it with a salt of grain, take it literally. These are the enemies. The 17 nations hate us, and the two-thirds of our nation. Read First Maccabees chapter 1 at verse 11. Evil man went out of Yasharala because they was fucking fags and punks, okay? Salakia, but they were. All right, they were some bastards, all right? Degenerates. You know, read Isaiah 1 and 3. Okay, that's what they were. All right. So if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You hear that, Edom? You're going into captivity. All right. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Oh, wow. Because you was given that thing for a blessing. Okay. And guess what? You're going to turn around and use it against everybody else, including yourself. All right. Here is the patience and faith of the saints, and that be the hopeful election. Okay, the 1/3 starting with the 144 100,000. Okay, that's what the saints are. All right, Revelations 13 and 11. And behold, another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns. Those two horns are your Republican and Democrats, your demons and deaf and Republicans. Okay, all a shit show. And he spoke as a dragon, and that dragon goes into draconian laws, uh hard to deal with measurements, okay, hard to deal with laws, treacherous rulership. You know what I mean? You steal a piece of candy, you may get hung. Okay, straight up, just to roughly paraphrase. Draconian goes into severe rulership laws. Okay, now let me give you an example. Here we go, right here from 11 to 16. Remember, he spoke as a dragon. Listen what he's saying right here as this dragon speaks, okay? Which once again is the laws, okay? Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls it, he who? The adversary, the enemy, who runs this world right now, who has the power of this world, starting with the little hatters. No denying it no more. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, small and great. Small and great is not the size of you. It's not your muscles. It's not how big you are. It's your statue. No matter how popular you are, famous you are, or how low you are, okay? How low you are, how insignificant you are. Rich and poor, free and bound. That covers every surface you can imagine, okay, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that mark is charagma. Okay, charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
A stamp or implanted mark. Okay, we know how do you get these stamps and implant? How do you get a tattoo? Not a fake tattoo, a true tattoo. Okay, you use a needle. All right, now we're gonna go into the etymology of that to even back it up.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
A pill or a stake. A pill or a stake, once again, known today as a syringe needle. All right? No getting around it. Okay? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, okay? That Kodarakma, or the name of the beast or the number of the beast. Okay, all of that is playing out, and this little chip, this little device that's gonna go, the size smaller than the grain of rice that's going into you. How are you gonna have the name and the number? Because it's all digital. Nobody's stupid. When you scan a product at a grocery store to this day, what does it do? It tells you it tells the cash register the price, the item, where the item was stored, how much probably they got left in stock. All of that's being read out. So, okay, the technology's here. Nobody's stupid, all right? Nothing to do with a white girl, okay? Or any other folly of sin, okay? All of these other camps will mislead you, okay? The Wadi Yahal Bashmial Shah for the true teachers. that do rule well. Double honors to the teachers that do rule well, starting at the House of Great Millstone. For real, no plaything. So once again, I'm gonna read this one last time, then I'm gonna back it up. All right, Revelations 13:16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And hey, even if it goes in your ass cheek or your shoulder or whatever, you still doomed. Okay. And that no man might buy or sell save that he had that mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, let's back it up. Very simple. Fair Use Act 107. I'm not selling a product. This is strictly for educational purposes.
And I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming. It's here.
Okay, so as you can see, it's not as bad as I thought. She just told us to get with the sheriffs, and the sheriffs are gonna put an end to this. Okay, a little sense of humor for you in a time that's not at all funny. All right, so um, the scriptures say that we're going into a time where it's not gonna be the a lack of bread or a lack of water. It's going to be a lack of this word. The Lord is about to remove us from these streets. Okay, remove us from these videos. Period. So that's why I named this all aboard. You know what I mean? It's time to repent, turn away from your sin, and focus on the for real. Okay. Now, before I end this, I want to grab the book of Job, because look, it all comes down to this. having faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, not in yourself, because this is what it means by no man can buy you. Not that we was gonna go come over to here, the United States of America, and go stand on auctions and offer ourselves for sale. That's retarded. No, it means no man can help you out of the conditions that we're in. Okay, we're in hell, and it's gonna be a perilous times, meaning savage, hard, unlike any time ever that we've ever came in, that we've ever been in, and think of all the things we've been through. But here, this is the promise from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. Once again, who is the crafty? All right. The Illuminati, the enlightened ones for the last few seconds of this world is the elite. Okay, they're the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Okay, so just think about this. You got a project, and you come up with a grand scheme for your project, and you set it out, you planned it, you got the schematic, you got all your parts sitting there, you got you got it mapped out, and come to find out you can't put it together because you don't have the might to, you don't have the strength to. That's what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has done to this wicked, to this demon. Okay, he set him up to think he's a god so he can knock him down. All right, he set up the dominoes, and now he's about to knock him down. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, once again, this has been all aboard, because you see what's coming. Shalom.